All right, so Brentford is done and dusted. Let's leave that in the rearview mirror. We have to fully focus now on Palace and 3 points. Welcome to the match preview. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to the preview of Crystal Palace versus Forest. Coming up, we'll talk you through, well, what I think could and couldn't happen. We'll have a look at the expected and predicted lineup, and then how I think this game is going to go. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And if you want to win this signed framed Forest shirt for 99p, go grab your tickets from Football Prizes. You can scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Alrighty, guys, look, I've said what I needed to say about Brentford. I've said about how Forest are just not in good form right now. How that if we blow this Champions League, as far as I'm concerned, this is a bottle job. It doesn't change the context of the season, of course, but we still can do this. Let's be positive now, because Forest have their own destiny in the palm of their own hands. If we go and win, massive if, 4 in a row, Forest are guaranteed Champions League football. And let's not forget, we've already done 6 W's in a row. Man, how I miss those times when I started to believe, when I started to, not pick at the scabs of the scars of previous years. Those scabs are... Anyway, Palace are a very good team. I have a lot of time and respect for this team. I think their manager is fantastic. As a lot of you kept telling me, isn't Glasner the one you wanted when Cooper went? Yes, he was. A lot of you were coming at me when they hadn't won a game in 9 saying, do you still want Glasner? I was like, oh no, Nuno I was happy with. But Glasner is a fantastic manager. He's done an absolutely brilliant job at Crystal Palace. And he's got a team there where I honestly think there are 4, maybe 5 players that would at least compete to get into the Forest team. You got Mateta. I know Wood's scoring loads of goals this season, but what a striker Mateta's turned into. I really like Sarr on the wing. I really like Lacroix. For those of you who've been around this channel long enough, you know I wanted Lacroix signed by Forest in the first season we got promoted. What a defender he's been. They've got talent all over the pitch. Obviously, Eze, Wharton are the kind of poster boys and what have you. But I think they are very strong. One position they're not strong in. And I will not hold any blame for this. If this does happen, I am blameless. Is their backup striker, Eddie Nketiah, Ants boy. Because if he scores the winning goal in this game, it is not on me. Let's get that crystal clear right now. So I don't want to see any jinxereens or anything like that. I am absolved of Eddie because I was right. He scored 1 Premier League goal this season. I think 5 overall. So you're welcome that we didn't get him. But anyway, that's the side point. Let's just get the horrific potential outcomes out of the way and make sure that I'm blameless for them. The other real question is, what is Nuno going to do in this game? Because I'm getting sick of talking about what we expect the opponents to do. Oh, Palace have got the FA Cup final coming up. They've got this coming up. This game means nothing to them. Or we said that about Everton. You could half say it about Brentford on Thursday. I want us to focus more as a club on what we're going to do. Let's get back to the Nuno ball, man. The mid-block, the quick transitions, the creating traps for the opponents, the clinical finishing. Instead of this Cooper style deep ball where we're just punting it forward, inshallah football and all this. Nuno needs to reignite the Nuno of 6 weeks ago, of 2 months ago. That's the manager I fell in love with, not what we're seeing right now. And Forest need to take the lead, because when we take the lead more times than not, at least we don't lose the game. So these are kind of key things for me. But what's Nuno going to do with this team? Because this team is starting to feel tired. It's starting to feel like they're trying to limp over the line. And if they limp over the line, I don't care, as long as we get over that line. So what is he going to do? And my answer is, I have absolutely no idea. I think he could switch to a back 3. I think he could go to a 4-3-2-1. I think we could see some different personnel coming into the team just to freshen it up. But what is Nuno going to do? So let's go and have a look at the team sheet. And let me tell you what I think will happen. Okay, so this is the team that started against Brentford. You could argue it's one of our strongest teams that we could put out. Okay, in terms of form and things, we saw it wasn't great. But I personally am looking for some changes. I think with the way Palace play with their back three and everything like that, Forest need to try to dominate that midfield with Wharton in there, with that Derby reject potentially in there. Forest need to just try and dominate it. And the way I think that happens is with a midfield three. Now, I'm going to do some crazy things. Remember, I'm going to show you the team I would go with. Then I'll show you the team that I think Nuno will go with. So I am going to go for a 4-3-3. I'm dropping Morgan Gibbs-White for this game, and I don't really care who wants to troll me about it. But at the very least, he needs a rest. But I'll explain why. It's not just because I think he's been that bad lately. I just think he needs a rest. I'm taking Yates out the team. Well, I'm going to go with here. Hudson-Odoi, by the way, I'm not sure if he is injured or not. I expect he is with the hamstring. So those are the players I'm taking out of the team. I'm going orthodox 4-3-3. I will leave Elanga on the right-hand side. I thought he was okay. The end product wasn't quite there. I'm going to bring Sosa on the left to replace Hudson-Odoi. Anderson in the team. I'm going to still trust in him, Sangare, because I thought when he came on, at least he was passing the ball forward. And then the third one in this midfield for me is Dominguez. This to me just has a bit of balance about it, because what you could have is Anderson playing into that 10 position when we're on the attacking foot. Now, remember, he did actually play as the 10 when we beat Palace earlier on in the season. Okay, it was a different game, different circumstances and what have you. But I think he can do that and step up into the 10. Dominguez, for me, will be the legs for Sangare in and around the midfield area, doing those hard yards, making sure he's tracking, covering, winning the ball, etc. And Sangare, for me, I think is the best passer in the midfield that we have outside of, obviously, MGW and Anderson. But in terms of that 6th position, he can progress balls forward. He can spray them out wide. He can look for runs for Elanga, etc. Now, the expectation is, I did a preview with D over on Patreon. So if you want to check that out, make sure you log on to our Patreon. That it will be Chilwell coming in place of Mitchell at left back, because they will have a little rotation, not much. And if that's the case, Elanga, again, has to be key for this game. So Sangare finding those balls into that channel may be fruitful for us. But that's the team I would go with. I think it's balanced. I think it will work in a 4-3-3. Is there any chance Nuno plays it? Hell no. I think Nuno doesn't deviate too much from what we saw against Brentford. There may be a case of him saying, right, you guys messed up against Brentford. I'm sending you back out. Now, obviously, Einar's fitness, I think he will start, because Nuno said the reason they took him off when they did is so that he could be available for the next game. I don't think we see a change in the back four. And I think we see Milenkovic come back strong, authoritative, and have a much better game in this one. Now, the reality of it is that Morgan Gibbs-White will not be dropped. I can't see Nuno doing that. So Morgan Gibbs-White will come in. I do have a feeling he may start Sangare. I think Dominguez and Yates may be dropped and Sangare told, right, let's see what you've got. Give him that chance. Anderson, for me, may be considered for dropping because of the amount of games. He just looks tired in general. It might be Danilo coming back in there. Who knows? But I don't think he starts Sosa. I don't think he's a massive fan of Sosa. And I think what you'll see is Elanga switch to the left-hand side and Jota coming in to the right-hand side. That, to me, is probably the team. Do I think he plays Sangare? We will have to wait and see. But that could be a Dominguez or that could be a Yates in there. But I think that's not going to be too far off his choice. I think he sticks with the 4-2-3-1 because that's what beat Palace at home at the start of the season. Could he go to a back three? Could we see him maybe allowing a Sangare if he wanted to be aggressive here? Allows Sangare, puts Gibbs-White and Anderson here in the middle. pushes up Nico Williams and Einar, and then brings in Morato, who I'm slowly falling out of favour with, if I'm honest with you guys. I think he's had a few poor games of late. And he goes for something like that, bringing in Elanga a bit more centrally and Jota as well. That might be another alternative. I just think it makes us too light in the midfield, if I'm being honest. If he was going to go to the back three, probably what you see is Jota coming out, Gibbs White, excuse me, playing in a double 10 with Elanga here, and then probably a Dominguez, if I had to guess, in there. So something like that. Do I trust that team? I don't mind that team, but what I would say against the Palace team who've been playing back three all season, it's a risky time to switch it up, because I think Glasner has this back three formation masterminded the best in the Premier League. But I like my 4-3-3. You guys will probably say you can't drop Morgan Gibbs White. Every player for me can be dropped. No player is guaranteed on the team sheet. Do you agree with mine? Or do you think he goes back three? Or do you think it's a 4-2-3-1? Let me know in the comments down below. So how do I see this one playing out? Honestly, I've got zero confidence right now. Yes, I am reactionary. Sorry, but that's just the way I work. I can't change it. So I think this is going to be an extremely tough game for Forest. It doesn't matter that Crystal Palace are in the FA Cup final, because that's still a couple of weeks away for them. I think the 18th of May, something like that. So I think their mind will be focused on this game. But I want to focus on what we do. If the players get the right mentality, as a Forest player right now, you should be sitting there thinking, Champions League was never realistically on the cards before a ball was kicked in the Premier League this season. And it is this close to being achieved. Let's put in that extra effort, that extra desire, that extra work to get us over the line. And it doesn't matter if it's Palace in front of us, Leicester in front of us, West Ham or Chelsea. We are Forest and we should be here. This is coming back to where we belong, but it's not given to you. You have to earn it. And I want to see the players go out there and earn it. So as an emergency, my prediction for this game, I'm going old school. I'm going for the Wolfie classic, the 0-0 that served us so well during that 6-game winning streak. Come on, Forest. But it's going to be tough. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new. Like I said, there's a preview of D over on Patreon. We got a Grumpy Old Reds preview tomorrow night, and we'll be bringing on the main man Rich on there as well, I believe. So chin up. We're still in this race. It's still in our hands. I want to hear that theme music at the City Ground. Come on, you Reds.